We just got some big news for VHS 99. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie? Hey, man.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Well, Pennywise the dancing now.
Oh, Lord on the beat!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes dead is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about VHS 99, a movie that I've been very excited for a while now. Now, before we do that, of course, if you guys can like this video, subscribe, do all that, yada yada. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about, including all of the directors who have already been announced from this Bloody Disgusting article, like I said. And if you want to know a little more about like just some of the Production Weekly updates that I was covering a while back, you can check out this video up here. So after breaking Shudder's streaming record last year, VHS 94 was a massive hit, which is why VHS 99 is coming out this year on October 20th. I could not be more excited for a 5th VHS installment, considering that VHS 94 was my favorite horror film of last year. Not only being easily the best film in the entire franchise, but I just loved every single segment. I mean, everything was crazier or scarier than the last segment in that movie. It was just all around a great time, and I enjoyed that flick so much. With every VHS film, though, we are always curious as to who the directors are, because basically the concept of these films, if you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, is they basically get these like up-and-coming directors to film little horror segments, and they kind of smush those all into one big movie, and that's what the VHS franchise is. Conceptually, I have always loved that, which is why it's my favorite horror anthology series like of all time. I don't know. I don't think anything tops it. I love the Creepshow movies, but I don't know. All 4 of the VHS franchise movies just top that for me personally. And if you still need a reason to check this out, the filming collective Radio Silence, who is helming the new Scream films, is also serving as a producer on this flick. I already talked about Tyler McIntyre and Flying Lotus, who Flying Lotus just followed me on Twitter out of nowhere today, which is like the coolest thing ever. I've been a huge fan of his all the way back to like his Adult Swim days, and like this is just so cool. I don't know. I'm just geeking out so much. I love both of them so much as directors. Can't wait to see what they've done for VHS. Like I said though, talked about that in this video up here. But 3 other directors were announced to be attached to this project, including Johannes Roberts, who I have been geeking out over for a long time over this page. VHS 99 is shaping up to be a really good sequel here. If you're unfamiliar with Johannes Roberts, he is the director behind Storage 24, but then his breakout hit 47 Meters Down, which was a really big kind of shark movie, which you need to check out if you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. He also did my favorite film of his, The Strangers Prey at Night, which is the sequel to The Strangers that I think just, it's one of those sequels that I feel like might just be better than the original. That's very arguable, but I love both of the Strangers movies so much. And then his latest film is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, which in my personal opinion is the best Resident Evil movie, but there's not exactly much competition there. In this Bloody Disgusting article I'm using for this video though, Brad Miska specifically says you'll pledge yourself to Roberts after you see his segment. So I cannot wait to see what he's brought to the table with VHS. Now, something I praised from Johannes Roberts in the past though, is the way he uses the camera. With this found footage restriction, what does he do here to really scare his audience? I'm very curious to see what other tools he has in his tool belt to really make us scared, and what else he can do without using those crazy camera zooms that he likes to do with some of his really scary sequences. Now, these are some writer-directors I'm actually very unfamiliar with, considering that they just had a South by Southwest hit earlier this year, the outrageous horror comedy Deadstream, which I'm very excited to check out on Shudder this fall. But also coming this fall, like I said, October 20th, you can see their VHS segment from Vanessa and Joseph Winter, which is, according to Brad Miska from this article, like I said, one of the most insane segments they've ever had in a VHS film. I'm very excited to see what they caught on tape. And writer-director Maggie Levin, who is a filmmaker with rock and roll roots. I love that they added that here. That's always really cool to see how that adds to like the creative process and influences their work overall. I'm very excited to see what Maggie has done with the VHS franchise. She also had her directorial debut with My Valentine, a Hulu and Blumhouse original film that's part of like that Into the Dark series. I talked about that before. Most of those are pretty hit or miss, but this was one that I actually really appreciated and really liked. She also served as a second unit director director on the smash summer hit, The Black Phone from Scott Derrickson, which I cannot wait to see if they do some kind of prequel or sequel with that sometime later in the future. Brad Miska's Bloody Disgusting article promises that Maggie's segment delivers all the punk rock chaos you'd expect from a VHS segment, which is very exciting, a very exciting thing to hear. That's what I've always loved about the VHS franchise, or at least one of the things I love, is that it feels very punk rock and chaotic. Like every single segment always ends in some kind of crazy disaster, and I love it. It's always fun. It's always a very fun watch as a massive horror fan. Now, just to kind of briefly talk about Tyler McIntyre and Flying Lotus, Tyler McIntyre worked on a film called Tragedy Girls with Jack Quaid. If you're unfamiliar with that, I highly recommend it. It was actually one of the films that influenced Red Right Hand, a Scream fan film, my movie that comes out in December. And Flying Lotus also is doing a segment for VHS, and he did the film Clouseau, which has gotta be one of the weirdest, most disgusting films I have ever seen in my entire life. Also one I would recommend though. Now, something else we got for VHS 99 is a loose plot description of what the wraparound segment is going to be about, including this picture right here, which from this plot description, I'm assuming is going to also be from the wraparound, whoever is doing that is. In VHS 99, a thirsty teenager... Man, bloody disgusting. I just don't love this description. Thirsty teenage? Don't put those two words together. Why is this teenager thirsty? You know what? I don't want to know. Never mind. Forget I asked that. In VHS 99, a thirsty teenager's home video leads to a series of horrifying revelations. We also have this picture of an old lady with a 2000 like glasses thing, you know, that everyone wears at like New Year's. So I would assume that this film is going to be taking place on December 31st from 1999 into 2000. We can play on the whole Y2K fascination, how everyone thought the world was going to end. I'm sure that's going to be something very prevalent in this movie. And I think it's really fascinating and very different from anything we've gotten in the past to show a bunch of people digging through their home videos and finding some really creepy stuff. And also with the Y2K thing, like, is this going to end in just like the world exploding and dying too? To continue with the plot description, VHS 99 harkens back to the final punk rock analog days of VHS, while taking one giant leap forward into the hellish new millennium. Okay, well there you go. Y2K, I feel like you gotta be playing into this here, especially with this picture, this plot description. Come on, yeah, we gotta be doing something with that. Executive producer Michael Schreiber says fans of our franchise are going to love VHS 99. Each new film in this series is the chance to showcase a different ensemble of talented and diverse filmmakers, and I'm extremely proud of the work that VHS 99's filmmakers have put in to bring their terrifying visions to life. Craig Angler, the GM of Shudder, said that VHS 94 set a new bar for what is already a fantastic film franchise, featuring some of the best horror anthology segments in recent memory by an incredible lineup of filmmakers. We knew immediately that we wanted to continue the series, and what the producers have come up with in VHS 99 will be the biggest and best film yet in the series, and we can't wait for Shudder members to see it. Producer Josh Goldblum also commented, saying, "The last year of the 90s was a perfect playground for us. DVDs surpassed VHS, Blair Witch took the world by storm, and Y2K fears created a sense of apocalyptic dread. Add to that 6 of the most creative genre filmmakers in the world, and we're confident that this is the biggest, baddest, and most wildly savage VHS yet." Like I said earlier in this video, I could not be more excited for VHS 99. I truly think VHS 94 was one of the best horror films of last year and my personal favorite. Ratma is still the background on my phone, and I think it's gonna stay that way up until VHS 99 serves us up some brand new creepy monsters. What do you guys think about VHS 99 though? Are you excited for this film? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this new update on VHS 99, coming out October 20th to Shudder. I cannot wait for this film. I'm so excited for it. There's so many horror films coming out this year, like especially in the next 3 months, but this is one that I'm honestly the most excited for. Is that like horrible? Halloween Ends too, I'm excited for, and Terrifier 2, but man, VHS 99, oh, I'm gonna be watching this one a few times, I can tell. Please become a Patreon supporter or channel member if you want to help this channel grow. I would greatly appreciate that. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.